All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's me here, Brandon, your captain to this moon mission. Today, folks, in this video, I want to get a few things across here. I see a few people already in the live stream. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Benji Boy with a $5 donation right off the bat. Again, thank you, bro. Even though I didn't, this is the first time I'm saying it. Thank you, regardless. Oh wow, why are there fireworks outside? Folks, this is how detached I am. I have my curtains open, and I just saw a flash of light into the sky in explosions, and I ducked below my desk. I was scared. I was panicking. But it seems to be fireworks. I am Canadian. Is today significant? This is how you guys can tell I just stay indoors ever since lockdown and this disease first. I have no idea why fireworks are even going off right outside my house right now. So, folks, regardless of that, something to celebrate. Welcome, everyone. Benji Boy says, hello, the thumb turns blue if you click it. Give it a try. Absolutely. Benji already knows what's up. Smash that like button because, folks, in today's live stream, I want to kind of degen out. I want to kind of talk about some high-risk moves I'm taking, and I also kind of want to share my thoughts on the state of the market because while we did go over a lot this morning with Bitcoin, Ethereum, some high caps, some altcoins, we did go over a lot. I do really want to share a few of my thoughts on the market, folks. I'm not buying this FUD of the bull run being over, all this China, Elon, regulation FUD all at once. I'm not goddamn buying it. I'm not buying the FUD. And in fact, I'm so confident in this space long term, in the fundamentals of this space long term, that I'm in fact beginning to buy the dip. I see a few people saying here, Duff Records Alerts says, just be patient until it drops and keep your USDT ready. Yeah, no, 100%. It could 100% drop more. That's why I titled this live stream, High Risk, High Reward. I'm fully prepared for things to drop even further, and if they do, great, I'll just buy more. So the safest thing to do would be to definitely wait on the sidelines a couple days, couple weeks, and see how the market plays out. It's definitely the most solid and safe thing to do at the moment. So I thought I said, did someone say they were from Calgary? Keeper lit lads, love the show and love how ye say fuck the FUD. All heroes don't wear capes. Yeah, guys, like, come on. I'll get demonetized, whatever. I don't care. I'm here for crypto gains, not YouTube gains. What's the name of the song? There was no song playing. That was an optical illusion in case you're some rep from YouTube. But just in case you're not a rep from YouTube, that optical illusion you heard was Nobody But Me from The Liars. So check them out. Did someone say they were from Alberta? I thought I heard someone say they were from... Yeah, or Calgary, my bad, yeah. So, Duan Yao, and again, folks, I'm sorry about these names, all right? All love. Irishman living in Calgary, and I don't see any fireworks here, so not sure if it's a Canadian thing like that. I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure I'm Canadian, and there are fireworks outside my house. So, hey, it could just be some kids, right? But there are fireworks. I don't know. Maybe I missed the memo. I didn't get the email on what's going on. Maybe it's just people are celebrating warm days finally in Canada. So yeah, long weekend in Canada. It's lockdown, so for me, it's been a long weekend for the last year, or for the last while. Again, guys, I love you all, but I cannot pronounce these names. So someone says, hi from Croatia. Can I somehow join you boys? To learn a bit more and read signals and all. Yeah, man, no, look, if you're actually interested in kind of our signals and what we're buying, we usually post what we're buying first in our VIP Discord group. If you want to join our VIP Discord group, you get access through our Patreon. Click down in the description below. And the reason why we just post there first is it's honestly easier. It takes a lot longer to make a thumbnail, make a video, and talk about what I'm buying. It's much easier to just quickly type a sentence or two on what I'm buying and why, and pull up a chart. So our VIP Discord members, literally while I'm buying something, I let them know as soon as I'm buying something all the time. So they find out what I'm buying while I'm buying it. So if you want to become a VIP Discord member, you get access through our Patreon. Come on, does no one have an easy to pronounce name here, guys? I love you all, but these names, Drishatant Apaja says, yo, Edmonton here, what up? Yes, Canadian long weekend high from Croatia. Yep, staying on guard, y'all. Victoria Day in Canada. I'm in Toronto. Fireworks all over the skyline. Okay, that's what it is. It's Victoria Day. There we go. You guys can tell I've been inside for a while, huh? Because of these lockdowns here in Canada. So, no money, all tied up in my ADA hodl. Hey, for anyone hodling ADA, download the Exodus wallet. Exodus has 4.21% staking on Cardano. So if you're hodling, might as well earn some interest. Check out Exodus. Ozma Debwan, and again, apologize about these names, folks. He says hi from Britain. What up? Fresno, California. What up, everyone? Yeah, and look, for the people just kind of tuning in here, this morning with me and Messin, we did a kind of a market update. We shared our thoughts, kind of delved into the nuance, that kind of thing. John Edwark, yes, easy name. That one's a lot easier. But look, in this live stream, I really, really just want to get across the point that I'm not goddamn buying this FUD, y'all. I am not buying this FUD. I'm not buying what they're selling. This China FUD, this Elon FUD, this regulation FUD. I am not buying what they're selling. Folks, look, here on this channel, we do a lot of technical analysis. I love technical analysis. I'm fairly confident in my understanding of technical analysis, and technical analysis is very helpful. I've traded profitably very often due to my understanding of technical analysis. Now, with that being said, you also have to have understanding of fundamentals. And our goal here on the channel is to grow and mature and learn, and hopefully provide you guys the best combination of technical and fundamental analysis. And right now, the technicals with Bitcoin, Ethereum, the market, most coins are screaming weak and bearish. We've constantly been falling through major support levels. We're making macro lower highs and lower lows. We're corrected a lot more than what's common. So there's a lot of reasons to be concerned about crypto. Large drop. 54% with Bitcoin. It's slightly different depending on what exchange you look at. So there is a lot of good reason to be concerned. Concern right now is extremely well warranted. Caution is well warranted. Risk management is well warranted, whether that means taking profits, moving some percentage of your portfolio into stable coins, moving your money around into more safe projects with more solid fundamentals. There's a lot of things you can do. I'm not giving you advice, not telling you what to do, but again, what I'm trying to get across is concern and risk management right now is very, very well warranted. At the same time that the technicals are concerning, the fundamentals for Bitcoin and crypto have never, ever looked better. Folks, we're so early days. The Americans, the largest market for cryptocurrency, haven't even defined what a security is yet. They're suing XRP because they can't figure out how to define a security. So through this lawsuit, once that lawsuit comes to pass with XRP in Ripple Labs, folks, that is going to bring so much goddamn regulatory clarity to the American market. There will be a wave of adoption, institutional adoption, and a lot of adoption of the mainstream once the American market has clarified for themselves what is and isn't a security, because there can't be adoption of a lot of exchanges and a lot of payment solutions, buying and selling of crypto for businesses, if they don't even know what is and isn't a security, because you don't know how to tax it, you don't know how to store it, you don't know how to report it. You need regulatory clarity. We don't even have that. It's so early. Folks, every major country in the world right now, China, the US, Canada, every major country in the world is right now working on a central bank digital currency. Every single last one of them. Whether that comes out a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, what do you think the crypto market could look like if there was easy onboarding between government-controlled, centralized bank-controlled cryptocurrencies that can move back and forth with other stablecoins and other cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum? Folks, if you look at where crypto could go, and if you look at even like the DeFi system, DeFi that provides staking, lending, all in a decentralized fashion, trading, leverage, all in a decentralized fashion. Once the legacy markets bring in their billions and trillions, they're going to start using many of these exchanges, many of these DeFi tokens. And so, folks, we're still such in early days. Here is the total market cap of all cryptocurrency. It's hovering at around 1.5 trillion. Folks, eventually, whether it's a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, I don't know when it is, but eventually, we all understand that the fundamentals for Bitcoin and crypto have never looked better, and that we're early stages, and eventually billions and trillions of dollars are going to flood into the space from the legacy markets. You know, like, crypto is the fastest emerging asset class in the world. We should expect this kind of volatility. If we were all, interested in something stable, we would all be trading stocks right now. You can go put your money in an index fund, something stable, and you can make between 5 and 10% a year. No one here is interested in that because you'd be watching some stock live stream instead of a crypto live stream right now. We all understand that there's plenty of upside potential with crypto, but also plenty of downside potential, as we've seen. So the point I'm trying to get across here is that while the technical screen bearish, the fundamentals for Bitcoin and crypto have never looked more bullish. I really don't think the bull run is ended here, of course, although that's kind of up in the air, and that we need to really wait on the sidelines here. And so I want to share with you guys a few of the things that I'm looking at when it comes to understanding the state of Bitcoin and where we can go in the future. So the stock to flow model, folks, I'm sure you've heard a lot of people talk about the stock to flow model. Stock to flow model predicts that this cycle, Bitcoin has a very good chance of going well over $100,000. All right, and this is not the end-all be-all, but there's many indicators suggesting that maybe not a specific number, but that we do still have plenty of upside potential. The net unrealized profit and loss chart, whenever we enter that blue euphoria zone, it is historically always correlated with cycle tops. We never enter that blue euphoria zone. Would it make sense to weirdly top out here at the peak of Bitcoin and crypto's use case when there was the lowest supply and the highest demand and the best use case has ever been? It just doesn't make sense. Another factor to consider here, I'll delve into that later. I'll delve into what we need to look out for to understand when Bitcoin is ready to recover. Although, actually, this is important, so I'll share this with you guys right now. So one very important thing that we need to keep an eye out for is the total amount of Bitcoin held on exchanges. And while we have been seeing an uptick, the macro trend is Bitcoin is leaving exchanges. The circulating supply, the amount that can be sold, is constantly leaving and diminishing over time. We really don't talk about this often, but there is a giant issue in crypto, a giant issue that nobody's talking about with supply. There is such a small supply of Bitcoin and Ethereum out there that if the legacy markets truly start to move into crypto, due to a need to hedge, due to the global inflation with the US dollar, or due to the profit potential, whatever it is that it takes for the legacy markets to move into crypto, there is so little actual Bitcoin held on exchanges. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. 18 million of that Bitcoin has already been mined. How many millions are in wallets that will never be touched again? If every single millionaire in the world wanted to buy one Bitcoin, they couldn't. Folks, the fundamentals for Bitcoin and crypto never look greater. Again, we cannot ignore what's going on with the US dollar. The America, love you guys, but your government is printing trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. What happens when the supply of something very quickly increases dramatically? The price of that thing falls because there's more supply. And so the rich, everyone who has any kind of money, every corporation, investment fund, individual rich person, bank, country, understands that there is a problem with inflation. And while we haven't seen real inflation start to kick in yet, we're seeing some index funds that track consumer goods and services. They're starting to increase. They're starting to go up. We're starting to see some signs of inflation. Everyone who has any kind of real money in the world understands that there is a problem with holding US dollars, because every year you hold a US dollar, the less and less it's worth. So the world needs a hedge. Crypto is the fastest growing asset class in the world with the highest return on investment potential. What could this recipe lead to? Again, folks, the fundamentals. In moments like these where the market's crashing and people are panicking and there's a shit ton of fear in the market, you cannot forget the fundamentals and the long-term outlook of Bitcoin and the whole reason why Bitcoin was good in the first place. The same fundamentals that brought Bitcoin to $65,000 were the same goddamn fundamentals that existed when Bitcoin was at 30,000. The only thing that changed is Elon tweeting a few times. We were quite overextended. There was some regulatory FUD with the Americans, and China was considering banning some crypto services, which they've always done. And now that they're talking about clamping down on Bitcoin mining in China, hell, that's a good thing. That'll mean that the hash rate, the mining power for Bitcoin will be more widely distributed throughout the world. So, like, folks, this is, whatever way you slice this, whatever way you look at this, all these FUD, these news stories, regulation, China, Elon, this all screams to me temporary situation. And I never got in this market for temporary flipping. I never got into this market to make 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%. If we were all interested in 5, 10% moves, we'd all be trading the stock market right now. We're all in crypto for a reason, because we understand that the long term holds the greatest return on investment potential. So, what should you do when there's a coordinated FUD campaign that really just screams temporary issue? The fundamentals have never been stronger. There's a giant problem with crypto and Bitcoin specifically, that problem being a lack of supply. The use case never been greater. Legacy markets on the verge of flooding in. I mean, what does this recipe spell? It spells long-term success for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Of course, nothing in this space is a guarantee, and we may very well continue to fall in the short term. It's totally possible. That way we can make a new lower low to 34,000. Even make a new lower low. Hell, the bull market could be over and we could assume the worst case scenario. We're going to 10, 15, and then 10K. If we assume that's the worst case scenario, I don't think that's happening. We may have actually reached the bottom again, but the downside potential is very, very real and very, very possible. So I think the approach I'm taking right now, maybe not the best approach, because I'm just aping in, because I'm not buying this FUD, but dollar cost averaging, I think, is our best friend right now. If you guys are really interested in this market, and you got some stable coins, things you want to buy the dip on, don't do it all at once. Definitely dollar cost average. The safest thing to do is to wait on the sidelines, wait a couple days, wait a couple weeks, see if Bitcoin can recover, see if Bitcoin can get above certain, major resistance levels, and then dollar cost average your way in slowly over time. That's the safest way to do it. So again, guys, thank you for listening to my rant. I just needed to get that off my chest. I also wanted to share with you guys some of the things I'm buying the dip on, and also I wanted to look through the market with you guys and try and find if anything I have been looking at really deserves our attention. Try and find something that's still very undervalued that could do well, something to potentially buy the dip on. So I'll share with you guys a few things I put the dip on, and then hopefully we can take a look at the market together and see if we can find something else that looks interesting and that's undervalued. So let's before I delve into that, let's see what you guys are saying here. I'm interested to see how you guys feel. So John James says, dude, it's going to be a bloodbath Monday. Get out or get wrecked. Easy game. Look, again, it's 100% possible that we could correct more. It's totally possible. This could be worst case scenario. Bull market's over. We have years of correction consolidation. We could go to 20. We could go to 15. We could go to 10K. It's theoretically possible. I don't think that's likely, although it's theoretically possible. So invest with that understanding. Benji Boy says, I think he might be a little too bullish on the center, but could be a huge low cap gem among hundreds. Yeah, look, maybe I show decenter too much, and at the end of the day, I don't know. I like it. I like it enough to invest in it and shell it a lot. Nothing in this space is a guarantee. And just because something has good fundamentals does not guarantee that it will do well. But again, decenter, insanely bullish catalyst this month, and at such a low price and such a low market cap right now, decenter is a screaming buy for myself. Of course, I have a high risk tolerance. I'm fully willing to hold for the next 10 years, but this thing has a $10 million market cap. Oof, folks. Damn, that's a screaming buy for me. I bought some more, I think, yesterday. I'm probably going to buy some more after this live stream, if I'm being honest. That's a screaming buy in my book. Not financial advice. I could be wrong. It could dump more. It could collapse. They might fail in what they're looking to achieve. So that's that. David Betts says, even if things go super low, is everyone hodling? Look, again, the approach I'm taking is anything I'm buying right now, I'm fully willing to hold for the next 5 years. So right now, well, I don't think this is the end of the bear market. I'm proceeding as if this was the end of the bear market. So anything I'm buying right now, anything I'm holding, I'm fully willing to hold for the next kind of 4 to 5 years, assuming the worst case scenario, which I don't believe will play out. But again, that's just my personal subjective opinion. I could be wrong. The market doesn't care what I think. The market does what it wants. But I do think these things have good chances, so that's why I talk about them. David Betts says, "What are you holding?" Well, I'll tell you guys. Just want to read. I want you to get a sense of what you're saying here. So, no, Ego Trade skills that shit too. Skills that shit. Shields that shit. Decenter. I'm hodl. Done too much. Leave now. Look, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm some random dude on YouTube. But the trick is to buy low and sell high, not the other way around. Guys, buy ICP, K7, thank me later. ICP is actually one I've started to look into recently, which is Internet Computer Pro. I don't even know its name. That's how recently I just started looking into it. So that's one that I actually do want to have on my radar. Internet Computer, yeah. This thing's very interesting. 10 in terms of market cap. Oof. I did not see that coming. Very, very interesting. This thing is up. Wow, look how well this is holding together. This thing was like completely unaffected. Look at this. Wow, this is definitely something I want to have on my radar. This thing has been doing nothing but down for a long time. So this is something very interesting. I'm going to add this to my radar here. Let's look it up, ICP. So I'll get to what I'm buying. I'll share that with you guys in a second here. Kusama, another one I love that I am buying the dip on. Again, folks, at this point, if it falls another 50%, I don't care. I'll just buy more. I'm a long-term holder. This live stream is not about making money in the short term. I'm going to hold this months and years. So just understand that anything I talk about, I have no expectation of making money anywhere in the short term, although it's fully possible. Anything I'm talking about right now, I'm fully willing to hold for years and years and years and years and buy every significant dip we have because I believe in them over the long term. And I really am not buying this FUD. I'm really not buying it. BitDog, I'm not saying that, and I'm not looking at that, and I'm not buying that. Teeny says, and Tina, I'm with you. I'm not panicking, just hodling. Benji Boy says 5 years, very conservative. Yeah, no, look, I'm proceeding with the worst case scenario. I do not believe the worst case scenario is the most likely scenario. Let's see what else are you saying here. All right, well, I'll Osama Doblin says don't buy it now. Yeah, look, you guys do what you want. Teeny says Kusama 10 million supply. Yes, Teeny, yes, you are on to something. I'm endlessly bullish with Kusama because look, I like Polkadot. I love the Polkadot ecosystem. Very, very interesting tokenomics. Again, for those who don't know, I'll just run through this briefly. Polkadot, way it works. If you want to be a Polkadot project, you need one or two things: a parachain slot or a parathread slot. You get a parachain slot by buying up Polkadot and locking it up for 6-month increments up to 2 years. And Kusama is a fork of Polkadot, except it has a much lower market cap and much lower supply. 10 million supply. That is insanely low. And once parachain auctions start, there's going to be shit tons of Kusama being bought up and locked up for extended periods of time, not even to mention staking. So the amount of supply shock Kusama is going to experience in the near future is going to be glorious. And I'm very much looking forward to it. Any substantial drop of Kusama, I'm buying. Again, folks, the market's super precarious right now. Kusama could fall another 40%. Great. If it does, I'll buy more. That's my approach with the market right now. Do you think Pi will be amazing crypto? I don't know. No clue. You talked about VET yet? No, I have not talked about VET yet. I'd love to hear your opinion on Economy. I'm not crazy familiar with it, but you guys have been mentioning it a lot, and I really ought to look into it more. We can take a look at the technicals soon. So, Benji Boy with the $5 super chat again. Thank you. Says, bro, I told you about ICP. Remember that ish. Also, give us a big explanation on Kusama. All right. Hold on. I appreciate your enthusiasm. with Kusama. So yeah, no, look, folks. Again, I look at a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to look at. Forgive me if sometimes I'm forgetful and mention things and forget things you guys mentioned. So a few things with Internet Computer. I'm only just starting to learn about its fundamentals, so I don't feel comfortable saying a whole lot about it until I have a better understanding. What I will say is what I've seen so far with this thing is extremely interesting. The fact that this thing made it all the way to number 10 in terms of market cap without really setting off any major alarm bells for myself, and is very surprising to me. And this thing, the more I learn about it, the more I like it. It seems to be what they're trying to do is create a whole separate decentralized global internet, not just an application structure, because Ethereum is just the thing that allows applications to be built on top of it, but ICP is looking to make a whole parallel internet. Like, think about it like a fork of the internet, a whole separate internet system. So very, very ambitious project, and again, it's been doing nothing but going down as of the beginning of this month. So it's very weird why there's so little price action here. Let's see if I look up the chart here on Dex Tools, what pops up, because this thing's very, very interesting. Yeah, the Internet Computer. So I'm definitely gonna be doing more research into the fundamentals and just wrap my head around it, have a better understanding of it moving forward. And also, just to mention about Kusama is, look, I ran through Kusama briefly, but that's ultimately the big takeaway. The Polkadot ecosystem is very, very unique from Cardano, very unique from Ethereum, very unique from Elrond, very unique from Solana, because it has built-in artificial demand for their token. Folks, there's no other major token, to my understanding, that has the same kind of model that Polkadot has, where if you want to be a Polkadot project, if you want Polkadot's interoperability, scalability, security to the blockchain and your protocols, you need either a parachain slot, which gives you 24/7 access to the parachain ecosystem, or a pair-thread slot, which gives you occasional access to the ecosystem. And the only way you do that is by buying a shit ton of Polkadot through an auction, competing against other projects, trying to get a finite amount of slots. And then if you do get a slot, you get one like access point for up to 6 months. In 6-month increments to up to 2 years. That's how Polkadot works, and I believe there's only a maximum of 100 parachain slots for Polkadot ever, and initially there'll be far, far fewer than that, probably only a few dozen. So there's going to be a lot more projects competing for parachain slots than there are actual slots. So, folks, Polkadot is super, super unique, and that has built-in insanely bullish tokenomics, whereas a finite amount of slots and tokens have to compete with each other to see how much Polkadot they can raise to lock up for potentially years. Stupidly bullish tokenomics. And again, maybe once those parachains start, depending on the kind of hype and the amount of supply that gets locked up, I wouldn't be surprised if Polkadot even flipped Cardano in terms of market cap, just because there's going to be such an insane quick supply shock with Polkadot and Kusama, paired with a very sudden quick spike in demand out of nowhere when these parachain auctions start. I really don't think people are prepared for what's about to happen with Polkadot and Kusama. And again, Kusama is the canary chain of the Polkadot ecosystem. It's a fork that does similar things, except Kusama is where like all the major improvements to the protocol go to first. Whenever the developers figure out something new, they want to test it out, they throw it on Kusama, and then if it gets worked out and the community wants to adopt it, and then afterwards gets added on top of Polkadot. But all the improvements first go to Kusama. There's more parachain slots. I believe it's cheaper as well. But again, folks, so Kusama does very, very similar thing, except lower market cap, lower supply version of Polkadot. Again, 10 million tokens. Could you imagine if some investment fund, a couple Saudi, oil billionaire whales, hear about Kusama and buy tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands? This supply is so goddamn low. The circulating supply is 8.9 million. I don't know how much, but I bet you a substantial portion of this is locked up in staking already. And then what's going to happen once these auctions start? You have auctions where these tokens are going to be locked up for months to years, as well as staking. The circulating supply is going to be nothing. So what, folks? Again, I'm not an economist. I'm some random YouTuber. But can anyone theorize here what could happen to price action when supply all of a sudden drops through the roof for a long time, and demand all of a sudden skyrockets? Again, I'm not an economist, but that's kind of a recipe for up price action. So that's why I'm very bullish on Kusama. I bought the dip on Kusama. So I'll just tell you guys what I bought the dip on. I bought Center just because, look, again, this price structure is screaming weak, screaming bearish. I'm not like, this probably won't make money in the short term, but I love the fundamentals. This is $10 million market cap. Imagine if you had the chance to buy basic attention token without a market cap of $10 million. That's what I think the Center has the potential to be. Not the guarantee. This could go to zero. The developers could rug pull. They could fail at what they're trying to achieve. Nothing in this space is guaranteed. But this thing has such solid fundamentals and such a major catalyst so soon. And this thing is so stupidly undervalued. It has corrected so much. This is a goddamn no-brainer. And I'm probably going to be buying more after this live stream. It's down 80% from all-time highs. All right, folks, let's assume the worst-case scenario. We're entering a 3 to 4 year bear market. What? Oh, it drops another, what, 10%? Oh, it falls 10%. It's already down 80%. Who gives a shit if it falls another 10, 15%? Great, just buy more. Folks, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I could be wrong. But this thing has stupidly bullish fundamentals, much better tokenomics than basic attention token. I believe the circulating supply is like 74 million, and it's so incredibly undervalued with giant catalysts, the biggest catalyst in this project's history coming this quarter. Again, folks, if this was indeed a bottom, if Bitcoin just doesn't capitulate and just dump into nothingness, then I could 100% decenter one day, months, maybe years down the road, being hundreds of millions, billions in market cap. Again, it's a 10 million market cap right now. And last time I checked, Ethereum gas fees were down. So that's my thought with decenter. So Benji Boy says, no doubt, not long term, it has potential, but I don't see it beating Chrome. I mean, look at Brave and Bat, barely moved. No. Look, I don't see decenter beating Chrome. I maybe don't even see decenter beating Bing. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be basic attention token to make return on investment. Basic attention token could continue to be the leader in the niche in crypto, 100%. Look, I think decenter, again, is probably likely to continue to make money over long term. But since decenter is kind of a lower cap competitor that's trying to optimize what basic attention token is trying to do and has better tokenomics, I think in terms of, percentage gain, it still has so much goddamn room to the upside. It just has to move. Yeah, no, 100%. Again, this is a long-term hold for me. This is a very, very risky play. But this is currently my favorite low-cap gem. And again, I don't think this thing has to beat Google or Bing or basic attention to make people return on investment. I think BAT could continue to be the leader in the niche, and decenter could also continue to do very well alongside it over the long term. So that is my approach with that. Folks, you guys have to settle down here in the comments, all right? So I'm buying decenter. I'm probably going to buy more after this live stream. Another one I'm buying that's just crashing to nothingness, that looks stupidly weak, and that, maybe even arguably the on-chart evidence says it's probably maybe not even a good time to buy, is Lena. Linear. Again, folks, this is the high-risk, high-reward live stream. This is not the make money tomorrow live stream. This is the I'm taking a lot of risk in buying the dip on things I believe on over long-term live stream. That's what this is. So Lena, what is Lena? It's a low-cap competitor to synthetics. For those who don't know, synthetics is the leader in the derivatives niche. Derivatives are essentially fancy trading. I think crypto's here to stay. I think eventually institutions are going to come into crypto, bring in their billions and trillions in liquidity, and they're going to start trading on some of these derivatives exchanges. I don't know which ones. No one knows which ones. But I think Lena is very interesting in my opinion. I think it has a good shot of being one of the players that do get adopted over the long term. So it's down. Let's measure how much from all-time highs. And this is on Binance too, by the way. So this is down 83% from all-time highs. Again, folks, like, let's assume the worst case scenario. Let's assume we're entering another 3 to 4 year bear market. All right, what? It dumps another, what, 5%, 10%, 15%? I mean, I don't think it's going to zero. It's possible, but I mean, like it's down 83%. Even if we were to assume the worst case scenario, we're entering a 3 year bear market, this has already corrected most of what is going to correct. So for me, great fundamentals. I like this thing. I think it has a fighting chance of being, a leader in the derivatives niche. Again, folks, I'm very bullish on DeFi, very bullish on derivatives. I think crypto is the next stock market. It's the next commodities market. It's the next forex market. It's the next option market. All these things were eventually new. Stocks were at one point new. All these markets were new. I think crypto is the next asset class up there in that list I just mentioned. So if indeed crypto is to mature and become kind of like just the next major globally traded asset class, these derivatives platforms are very likely to be used. And while I don't know that Lena will be crowned the winner, I think it has a fighting chance. So I'm very, very interested in this thing. Again, down so much from all-time highs. And if we look up the market cap here of Lena, I bet you it's stupidly low. 126 billion. So it's not a super low capper, but it's down quite a lot. It's been doing nothing but going down. And again, folks, like this does look stupidly weak. It's totally possible we could correct further, but again, we're down, what, 83, 84% from all-time highs? Worst case scenario, what, we fall another 5, 10%, 15%? I mean, come on. Who cares? Buy more. That's just my opinion. So that's what's going on with that. So, let's see here. What are you guys saying? Yeah, so, Hey Jay 2009 says we're so early. I agree. We are so early. We're stupidly early. Americans can't even figure out what is a security. Adoption has only started. China's shooting themselves in the foot with this anti-Bitcoin stuff. Global governments are going to start to roll out central bank controlled digital currencies in the coming months and years. We're stupidly early in crypto. Crypto's the next stock market. It's the next options market. It's the next commodities market. It's the next major globally traded asset class. And so I'm not selling the leaders in their respective niches in crypto when we're on the verge of mainstream adoption, likely in the coming years. So again, I do not think this was the end of the bull run, but if I'm proven wrong, I'm fully willing to hold everything I'm holding right now for the next 5 years if I have to, worst case scenario. So that's my opinions, folks. Philip McGrath is still trying to wrap my head around DeFi. What are the best projects in your opinion? Very goddamn good question. So DeFi has a very broad definition. So if we look here at DeFi, if we go to CoinGecko, you go up here, it says DeFi. This is what CoinGecko is telling you is DeFi. And there's Chainlink up here. And for me, Chainlink's, I mean, of course, an argument can be made that it's DeFi just because it provides information and it provides information to DeFi protocols. Chainlink's an oracle. I don't really think it necessarily deserves to be called decentralized finance, although an argument could be made. I think Oracle is a more specific terminology when it comes to Chainlink. Something like Aave is actually more pure DeFi. Aave, is a global decentralized protocol where you can lend out your crypto to earn interest, and you can borrow crypto. So if you have some Ethereum, you can put your Ethereum in there, and they'll give you a loan on your crypto. So it's for borrowing and lending and earning interest on your crypto. Again, once the legacy markets come in, I do believe Aave is a blue chip, and is going to be used and is going to be mainstreamed over long term. So I'm very, very bullish on Aave long term. Terra Luna, other DeFi play that provides payment solutions. Synthetics Network, the leader in the derivatives niche. Compound, staking, Sushi Swap and Exchange. These are all examples of DeFi. And so in terms of what I like Aave. Aave is kind of like one of the safer blue chips when it comes to lending. Synthetics, blue chip when it comes to derivatives. I own Synthetics. I'm in fact staking Synthetics on Celsius, earning, I think it's like 14% APY paid out weekly, so it's compounding. And so there's a bunch of like 1inch. I like 1inch because it's an exchange aggregator, so there's no need to bet on Sushi Swap or Uniswap to being succeeding over the long term, because you can just bet on 1inch. 1inch is an aggregator. Alpha Finance, I like Alpha Finance a lot, another derivatives play. Anchor protocol is another DeFi play that I like a lot. I own, and I'm probably gonna buy more of this thing after the live stream. So, what Anchor does is it provides you high interest on stable coins. They say it's fixed interest, but I've seen it fluctuate. They provide you between 18 and 20% yearly interest on stable coins, folks. Like, even if the institutions don't end up buying Bitcoin, if you have $1 billion and you know that every year the dollar is being devalued by 5, 10, 15%, well, you could just just put in your $1 billion in Anchor and earn 18, 20% APY. I'm insanely bullish on this long term. And just so you guys know, Anchor is native to the Terra Luna blockchain. So this is not like ERC20. This is a whole separate blockchain. Anchor and UST. UST is the stable coin of the Anchor Terra Luna blockchain. So UST is the stable coin. You plop UST here on Anchor, and you make between 18 and 20% a year on your stable coin. So I love this thing. I own some of this thing. Let's take a look at the price action. It's probably down a lot. Yeah, I'm probably going to buy more right after this live stream. So that's what's going on with that. Kill me slowly with the $2 super chat says, please give me 2 minutes at least info on Cardano. Sure. Yeah, we can talk about Cardano. So I haven't bought the dip on Cardano because while I do like Cardano, I think there's probably higher ROI plays out there. So I'm personally not buying any Cardano, although I like it and believe in it over long term. So a few things too. For anyone holding Cardano, if you're a hodler, why can I not find my chart? If you're a hodler anyways, you really ought to be earning interest on your crypto, folks. The Exodus wallet, if you go to Google and you just type in XODUS crypto wallet, go download it. You can earn 4.21% yearly interest on Cardano. If you're holding Cardano for the next 6 months, next year, next 5 years, you might as well earn some interest. They pay out 4.21% on Exodus. So if you're hodling, check that out. That's what I'd say with that. And also in terms of Cardano, if you're looking for a spot, if you're a hodler of Cardano and you're looking for somewhere to take profits, when do you know when to take profits? Well, what a lot of people do is that they buy the rumor and they sell the news. And one of the biggest news events, one of the biggest catalysts with Cardano in its history is the launch of Goguen and smart contracts that is supposed to start sometime in the summer, late summer, August, who knows, might even be delayed until the fall. Whenever smart contracts in Goguen is close to launching, there is extremely likely to be an anticipatory run-up leading up to the launch of Goguen because it's the biggest catalyst in Cardano's history. And so, again, a lot of people, they buy the rumor, they sell the news, and there might even be a sell-off after major catalysts. It doesn't always happen, but it happens often enough that it's something that you should definitely consider as a theoretical possibility. So in terms of where I'm looking to start taking some profits on my Cardano positions, come August or the fall, whenever smart contracts with Goguen launches, the week before, 2 weeks before, that's when I'll start to take profits on my Cardano positions. Not financial advice, but again, there will usually be, I would probably wager that it's likelier than not that there will be an anticipatory run-up leading to the biggest catalyst in Cardano's history. And again, that's supposed to be sometime in late summer, August, maybe early fall. In terms of price action with Cardano, Cardano's actually holding up surprisingly well compared to a lot of other projects. Ultimately, what I want to see to have kind of hope with Cardano is we need to hold above these 3 previous peaks. We need to hold above this area. If we do not hold above these 3 previous peaks, that is very bad news bears. That is very, very no bueno. But as long as Cardano can keep it together and hold above this area I'm continuously highlighting, then Cardano has some hope to be short-term bullish. But whether we hold it or not in the short term, Cardano is very solid. I believe in it long term. So again, even if it corrects, if it falls to another dollar, if it falls to 50 cents, I wouldn't be selling, I'd be buying. So that's my thoughts with Cardano. No. So what you guys are saying here. Kill Me Slowly says, I also bought the dips every 5 cents. So happy with my portfolio. Awesome. Congratulations. Kill Me Slowly also says, anyone else here selling their ETH for ADA? Definitely not. I love my Cardano. I own Cardano. I love ETH. Again, while I do love Cardano, I feel like there is a bit of the Cardano community that kids herself. Like we like folks. Ethereum is very well positioned in the market. So we have a $2.79 super chat from Infinity14U that says, "Yes, sir. I have no idea who you could be. It's oddly suspicious that these are Canadian dollars. I don't know who you are, but again, thanks for being part of the live stream. Thanks for the support. And again, folks, smash that like button. There's 127 of y'all, only 71 likes. Must mean you guys don't want me to keep going. And I know, no, look, guys, here's the thing. I know I sound cringy when I say smash the like button over and over again, but ultimately, as cringy as I do sound, it's not cringy enough for me to stop wanting this channel to succeed. And so if you want us to succeed and you like the channel, smash that like button, because it's the easiest way to help us out. The more likes we get, the more YouTube recommends the channel and the live streams. So make sure you smash that like button. So what else? What are people saying here? Benji Boy says, Hodgkinson's IG, you watch this content, dude. He's a really solid, smart dude. Helped develop ETH and building a platform less flawed. Hello, count me in. Yeah, no, I like Cardano. I own Cardano. I think Cardano will do well over the long term. And even after Ethereum 2.0 is fully rolled out, and assuming it's successful, I do think Cardano, Solana, Polkadot, all these other, smart contract protocols will be able to carve out their slice of the pie in the crypto world. I'm not a blockchain maximalist. Guys, like, again, people like to choose sides, like it's Cardano or Ethereum, it's Polkadot or Cardano. It doesn't have to be like that. Like, folks, I think about it as cars. There's car companies that are leaders in their niche, like Tesla is now orders of magnitude bigger than like Ford. But Ford's still around and they're still making money, right? Like, you can have Tesla, Ford, General Motors, Toyota, Honda, all existing together, all succeeding, but they're just kind of doing different things. They're servicing different markets. They have their different niches. So that's how I look at Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Solana, Binance. They all have room to go exist together over the long term. But again, with that being said, let's not kid ourselves. Ethereum is extremely well positioned to be the leader in its niche over the long term. Of course, it's theoretically possible that Cardano or Polkadot or Solana or Binance or something else could flip Ethereum. And if Ethereum 2.0 isn't successful, and if they can't manage to scale Ethereum, and if they don't move from proof of work to proof of stake, and if the gas fees one day don't get fixed, then in that case, one of these other protocols will supersede Ethereum. But until Ethereum 2.0 is a complete failure, Ethereum will continue to probably be the leader in its niche. And so it's extremely well positioned to continue to be the Ethereum, to continue to be the leader of the smart contract ecosystem. It just has so many advantages. So Hey Jay 2009 says, let me say it, hit the likes, great content, appreciate that, thank you. Yeah, guys, so there's a few more things about the dip on, so let's keep sharing, because I like you guys, so I want to keep sharing with you guys what about the dip on. I bought the dip on Cake, another project that price action looks horrible. We're below support. This may very well fall further. Look at all this volume above us. This is bearish. This is extremely bearish. But I'm buying the dip because this is how much down from its all-time highs? 64%. Again, folks, so what if this thing falls another 10, 20, 30%? Great, I'll buy more. And the reason why I like this thing so much right now specifically is because you can earn crazy high interest rate on your Cake by staking it on PancakeSwap. So right here, I'm currently staking my PancakeSwap, earning 136% APY, which is also compounding interest because I'm staking a staking pool that automatically reinvests what I earn in the Binance Smart Chain. Folks, the fees are very minimal. So again, this thing's on a massive discount. I believe in it long term. Crazy high staking opportunity here on PancakeSwap. If you go to PancakeSwap and go to pools, it's right here. Reinvest all the yield I make. So screaming opportunity. And again, if it falls 20-30% more, great, I'll just buy more. So that's my approach with that. Here, give me a second, y'all. So what else? There's tons to look at here. What are you guys saying here? Joe Silva says, do you think sheep will go to Ascent? folks. You must be new to the channel. I don't really like meme coins. I think they're garbage, a poor investment, lots of better options, high risk. Meme coins are great if you want a combination of low return on investment paired with high risk. If that's the kind of investment you like, then go for Doge. Again, I may be wrong. Maybe I'm too much of a hater. Maybe I'm not open-minded, and maybe I'll be proven wrong. But for me, there's just so many safer plays, and there's so many plays that have potentially higher return on investment. So why would you put your money on something with low return on investment potential with also above average higher risk? Doesn't make any sense. So that's my opinion with Shiba and a bunch of these other meme coins. Benji Boyne's going off here saying, I honestly think we might end up with an extending platforms, coins, tokens, all depending on the market and the product. If you're going to put your money in something, you have to love what it does, 100%. If you're putting your money in something, you ought to know what it does, love what it does, and believe in it long term. Kusama, I believe in long term. Cardano, I believe in long term. PancakeSwap is the most dubious long term in my opinion, because once Ethereum 2.0 is fully rolled out, PancakeSwap might become less used. But the reason why PancakeSwap and the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem is so interesting right now is because, folks, right here, if we look at DeFi Llama, PancakeSwap is right up against Aave with the most amount of value locked in its ecosystem. PancakeSwap is ahead of Polygon. It's ahead of Uniswap in terms of value locked in its ecosystem. Polygon is steadily having more volume, more users, and more value getting locked in its ecosystem. The market is telling us we don't like these Ethereum gas fees, and we want to use a competitor that has less gas fees. And PancakeSwap is currently being crowned that competitor with substantially better fees, pennies for fees, dollars for fees. So again, Ethereum 2.0 and Ethereum's gas fees won't be fully solved for months, maybe years more. So there are some scaling solutions, roll-ups, different things coming out with Ethereum 2.0 that could solve some of the issues with gas fees. But Ethereum 2.0 is not going to be fully rolled out for probably years longer. So that makes PancakeSwap attractive for potentially years longer, and we're seeing volume, users, and value flock to its ecosystem. So again, the market's telling us this is where we want to be at. This is where the money's going to, and we're down again. How much from all-time highs? 64%. No brainer, folks. And I could earn 136% APY compounding. No brainer. Come on, guys. Come on, folks. Smash that like button. What are you guys saying here? So, Gaming says, but how would you put money in something you meet first time in life? Advice. I'm sorry, I don't understand that question. Kryptonite says, saw a video today that Mark Cuban holds Rari in audio. What are your thoughts? Look, Mark Cuban, I've seen some of his videos. He's a smart guy. Obviously, he's a successful investor. I like Audius too. I own Audius. I don't really like Rari personally myself. I think there's some more interesting plays that I think have maybe higher return on investment potential than Referral. Although I haven't looked at it in a long time. I bet you it's down quite a lot. So let's take a look. What's Rari saying? Referral. Yeah, like 499 in terms of market cap, 39 million. Oof, this is down quite a lot. Ooh, we're retesting this peak. If we hold $10, this could be the bottom. Because look at that peak here before. If we hold it, if we drop below, we could probably continue to correct. But if we hold $10, I don't even need to look at the trading view chart. If we hold $10, that could be the bottom. Like, oof. So if you're looking to all cross average, I would be buying here fully based off this peak with the understanding that it's possible that if we don't hold $10, then a lot lower is very, very possible. Yeah, so that's what's going on with that. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Yeah. All right. So another thing that I'm buying the dip on is crypto.com. You guys saw it earlier live stream. Me and Madison, we were both shilling this thing. We were buying this thing. We're really, really hovering on the 618 Fibonacci retracement right now, seeing if we can hold that kind of 11 cents, 12 cents. If this doesn't hold, we're probably going to fall back down, I'd say to about 9 cents. If we fall down to 9 cents, I'll just buy more. If crypto.com, folks, I'm stupidly bullish on this thing. They have a very user-friendly dashboard. Okay, they provide crypto payments through Visa cards. I think they could one day be the next Binance. So again, this thing's down quite a lot. They also had a token burn recently where they burned the majority of their supply. And so we're actually below the price action from before the token burn. So for me, this thing's stupidly undervalued. And whenever I'm looking to dollar cost average, I just draw a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to the top. Whenever we're within the 618, that's where I look to dollar cost average. And I've been buying in at 12 cents. If it falls to 9 cents, great, I'll just buy more. I think 9 cents is our next stop if 11 cents doesn't hold. So that's what I'm looking out there with Crow. So Crypto Nate, what up, man? Been a minute. Catecoin 1000x gem. You know, I've been seeing a few people talking about Catecoin. I'm not familiar. I haven't looked into it, but let's look it up. Let's see. 1000x. Catecoin. This the one? Catecoin? I don't know, man. I don't really mess around with these meme coins. Although, look, if I'm talking about a trade, a swing trade, then I don't really care. I'm just looking to make money in the short term. So, look, if I start to see some signs of bullish divergence on this, then hey, I would entertain this as a trade. But look, if we take a look here at Catecoin, which again just seems like a meme coin based off this, maybe it does stuff, but let's see what do they do? Real meme. Yeah, it's a meme coin. Okay, so this is a meme coin with a $10 million market cap, and then you compare this with something like Decenter that has a $10 million market cap, except Decenter has insanely bullish fundamentals and insanely bullish catalysts, and it solves real world issues and could be the next basic attention token. Again, yeah, I would definitely put my money in something like Decenter that has fundamentals than something like Kate. Although, of course, as a trade, if we're talking about a trade, something like a swing trade, just some trying to put in some money, come back, a month later, have more money, then that's a different conversation. As a trade, sure, I'll look at anything as a trade. As a trade, I want to see some bullish divergence in price action. Let's see if we can look up the ticker here. Okay. Man, you got me looking at a meme coin. I don't mess with these meme coins, man. Like, I really don't mean anything by it. I just don't think they're the best move, man. Like, I mean, these meme coins do pump, right? So, and again, if you just have some playing money, then whatever. But if we're talking about kind of like a investment, something you're willing to hold for a while, something that you think could be adopted and mainstream, these meme coins are not where it's at, in my opinion. Because if a meme coin's gonna be adopted, it's gonna be like Doge, right? It's not gonna be one of the hundreds of derivatives of meme coins at this point, at least not likely. And hey, I could be wrong, right? What do I know? So, I can't really find the chart. This is not the chart. Yeah, I don't think there's much value in these meme coins. It's definitely not where my focus is and where my money is. Let's see here. Yeah, I couldn't really find the chart. So, let's see. Now, something else I am buying the dip on. I mentioned Kusama, Cardano, I mentioned Crow, I mentioned BNB. I bought the dip on BNB. I gave in. I'm a Ethereum fanboy. I love Ethereum, but BNB, like, people were foaming at 500, 600. I was even thinking about I wasn't thinking about it. But it's down 55%. I think I've been buying it like 300. We're right on top of the sideways price action. We're holding the 100 exponential daily moving average. We're above the 618. Again, whenever we're in the golden pocket, the 618 from the bottom to the all-time high, that's how you draw a fib retracement. Wherever we're within the 618, that's where I start to dollar cost average. So this could potentially be a bottom. Look, volume here, sideways price action here, fib here, exponential moving average here. We have a shit ton of support below us from 300 to 250. So as long as we hold above 250, this could have been the bottom. If we start to break below 250, that's very bad. Ultimately, what I'm looking out for with BNB and the rest of the market is not making new lows. Because if we make new macro lower lows, that's confirmation of the bear trend. So as long as we don't see new lower lows, then we can kind of breathe a sigh of relief and there's some hope. So that's what I'm thinking with that here. What are you guys saying here? Kryptonite says, who likes cats? Who likes dogs? It's the cat meme coin and the Doge is the dog name. yeah, man, I just don't think these meme coins are where it's at. That's just me. Like, cause look, I'm not made of money. No one's purely made of money, right? You got to be selective in what you get into, and I just think there's so much better options than these meme coins. So that's my thoughts with that. Let's see. Audius, another one. I saw someone mention I did buy the dip on this thing, folks. 128 people, 95 likes. Let's get some 5 likes going here. Let's get over 100 likes. All right, I'm tired. Been on for an hour. It's Victoria Day apparently. Maybe I can go outside and catch some fireworks here. But before I do, I want to show you guys Audius here, because again, this is the high risk, high reward live stream. Bull market's kind of up in the air. I'm kind of degenning out and buying the dip on shit I'm willing to hold for the next 5 years. I am just really not buying this FUD. I'm not buying this bearishness. All right, I think we're still in a bull run, although the the charts are trying to convince me otherwise. But just the fundamentals for Bitcoin and crypto have never looked better. I'm just really, really not buying what these people are selling. This FUD, this regulation FUD, all these news entities all of a sudden bringing tons of bear stories, trying to spook the market at the peak of fear. It's just again, the space holds so much potential and so much upside. It doesn't make sense to sell based off some news that are just purely temporary problems. All these regulation stuff, China stuff. This is all temporary. The use case has never been better. Demand is constantly increasing. Supply is constantly diminishing. What does that recipe lead to over the long term? Price goes up. So who cares what happens in the short term? I think this is honestly a giant opportunity. And I could be wrong. We could enter a 4-year, 3-year bear market and shit crashes a lot more. That's totally possible. But I don't think it's likely at this point. I could be proven wrong. If I am proven wrong, if I do see enough evidence that leads me to believe that, hey, the bull market's over, I'll let you guys know. I'll tell you guys my honest opinions. Like, if we see a new macro lower low below 30K, Bitcoin goes below 30K again, I'm going to be real concerned and real dubious about the state of the market. And I'll let you guys know. If I flip bearish about Bitcoin, I'll tell you guys. For now, I'm holding on to some hope. Although the safe thing, the responsible thing to do at this point would be to just wait on the sidelines, wait a couple days, wait a couple weeks, see how things play out. And if you really feel like you want to get into this market, dollar cost average, don't buy everything all at once. Wait a couple days, wait a couple weeks, and buy some more. If things fall, great, you buy some more. That's kind of the best approach in my opinion at the moment. Although I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just some random dude. Alexander Vladimirovich, I hope I pronounced that right, with the $5 donation. Thank you for the support. Says, can you check Seller Network, please? Sure. I've heard of Seller Network. I'm not too familiar. Let's see if there's anything interesting on the charts. What does this thing do? Seller. Okay, it's a higher market cap. Let's take a look. What do they do? Push blockchain to mainstream adoption. Push blockchain adoption. Fast, secure, and low-cost applications. Advanced layer 2 scaling platform. Okay. I mean, that's a crowded space, but okay. What is Seller? So 2 second layer scaling platform. Okay, sure. Look, this is a crowded space. This sounds like Polygon to me. But look, again, there's there's room for more than one winner, right? This could still probably maybe do well. I need to get more familiarized. They apparently have big partnerships here. Again, I don't want to jump to any conclusions until I know more about it. Let's take a look at the price action. So 217 market cap. Down quite a lot. Again, that's just bearish price action, but nothing but lower highs and lower lows. Super bearish, could probably fall more. Let's take a look here at the actual chart, see if anything interesting pops up. So seller. Let's see here. Yeah, this is bad. So let's draw fib level. You want to draw fib, exaggerate price, find the bottom. I found the bottom. Great. Bust out your fib. Line it up to the bottom. If it's not like exactly to the millimeter, then maybe you'll get away with it. You can get away with it. You can't get away with it. All right, so let's see. Are we lined up to the top correctly? Let's see. We are. Good. All right. We're below the 618. Bearish. Are we holding the 100 exponential? We are holding the 100 exponential. So kind of the last stand for this, I would say, because the price action is super bearish, we're below our fib, is this 3.6 cent, basically this 100 exponential moving average on the daily. If we start to fall below that, I could see this fall all the way down to 2 cents, just over 2 cents here. Like if we cannot hold here at 3.6, I could fully see this fall to 2.2, 2.5. Like this could drop hard if we don't hold that EMA. Because what support is there below us? There's no consolidation. There's no volume. We're below our fib level. Below volume. The macro trend is insanely bearish. Lower highs, lower lows. I mean, nothing in this looks bullish except kind of the last thread we're hanging on to is that 100-day exponential moving average. So we have to hold above that. If we don't, falling to kind of 2.5 to 2.2 is where we're likely going to. Again, folks, you know, I'm not too familiar with the fundamentals, but whenever we're within the 618, that's where I like the dollar cost average. So we're actually below the 618. So again, let's say you really, really like the fundamentals. My approach is, say you have $1,000 to invest, I'd buy $100 here now, wait to see if it falls down to 2.5, 2.2, $100 more, see if we can see some consolidation, $100. Maybe we see some bullish divergence, $100. Maybe we see confirmation of bullish trend reversal, $100. Maybe we get above a major resistance level, another $100. And that's how you do dollar cost average. So again, I'm not too familiar with the fundamentals. Technical scream bearish. That 100 daily exponential moving average is our last saving grace. If we fall below that, we're falling a lot more. And yeah, that's the approach I would take in terms of dollar cost averaging. So that's my thoughts with that. Let's see what else you guys are saying here. Stop spamming. Do your own research. Stop looking for a hand holder. God damn, man. Yes. Again, at the end of the day, folks, first off, stop spamming. And you need to be confident in your own understanding of what you're holding, your own time horizons. And just to share my thoughts in terms of time horizons, how long you're willing to hold is one of the greatest risk factors when it comes to crypto. The shorter your investment time horizon, the greater the risk. The longer you're willing to hold, the less the risk. For example, let's say you bought Ethereum. Say you bought Ethereum at $4,400. Let's say you bought the very top. You were the dude who bought Ethereum, or human. You were the human who bought Ethereum at $4,400, and now it's down all the way here. Well, let's assume that was me. Let's assume, because I can't tell you what to do, but I'll speak for myself. Let's assume I bought Ethereum at $4,400. We're down. How much should I? Let's measure how much we're down right now. We're down 46%. All right, is it time to panic sell? I'm asking myself this question. Well, I asked myself, what are my investment time horizons, and do I believe in this thing long term? The fundamentals for Ethereum are amazing. They're stunning. Ethereum is probably the safest bet you can make in crypto, next to Bitcoin. For me, after Ethereum 2.0 and EIP 1559, Ethereum will be a much safer bet than Bitcoin, as well as a bet that has a higher ROI potential. So yeah, I love Ethereum. So I like Ethereum. I'm willing to hold it long term. Okay, great. Do I have to pay rent? Can I afford to hold this thing the next 5 years? Let's say I can make the rent payments, right? Well, then in that case, I'll just hold this thing, because again, the technicals scream bearish, but what are technicals? What are technicals great for? Understanding what's going to happen over the short term. What are fundamentals great for? Understanding what's going to happen over the long term. So if the fundamentals are great and the technicals are bearish, and you're willing to hold long term, well, I would just hold long term, because I think Ethereum, whether it's this year or not, is very likely to reach the 5 digits, and especially after EIP 1559 in July. I think that if this bull run isn't over, if it doesn't end here, I think Ethereum has a very, very, very good chance of reaching the tens of thousands of dollars this cycle, if this wasn't a bottom and if we don't make new lower lows. So this is what I'm trying to say right now. If Bitcoin doesn't go below $30,000 again, if this was the bottom, then I think Bitcoin's going to hundreds of thousands, 200,000-300,000 this year. Ethereum's going to go to 10, 20, 30,000 this year, if this is the bottom and if Bitcoin doesn't make a new lower low below $30,000. So guys, I've been going on for over an hour here. Let me know if you guys want me to keep going. I'm trying to think here. Did I mention everything I wanted to mention? Decentrally, I did. I think I mentioned most of the things I wanted to mention. What I would just do real quick here is also to share with you guys right now some kind of tangible things to look out for. Like right now, the market is, I was going to say is bullish, but it's actually not. Whenever you want to know if the market's bullish bearish, just go to bybit and look at the long to short ratio. You can see right now, 45% of the market's long and 54% is short. So the market's short right now. market's bearish. So those are some of the major factors I'm looking out for. Again, whenever we're in extreme greed, historically best time to buy. And again, based off the cycle theory of Bitcoin and crypto, Bitcoin has historically moved in these 4-year cycles because of the halvings. Based off this halving, Bitcoin isn't likely to top off until September, October. And so I was planning to hold anyways until September, October. So I'm going to continue to do so because again, based off the previous halving and based off the way the previous cycles behave, if we continue to behave in a similar manner, Bitcoin's likely to reach its peak late September, early October this year. So I plan to hodl then anyway, so I'm just going to continue. I'm going to stick to my plan. I had a plan. I had an understanding, a confidence in how this market works. I wasn't planning to sell now anyways. So for me, this is just a great buy the dip opportunity. So those are one of the factors in which why I'm bullish on Bitcoin, why I'm not buying this FUD. Another thing, folks, here, Bitcoin on exchanges. What have we been seeing recently? As soon as the price started to drop, fear started to pick up, Bitcoin started to move on exchanges. People were ready to sell. As soon as we see lower highs and lower lows, as soon as we see a trend reversal, as soon as we see Bitcoin start to leave exchanges again, that's our cue that Bitcoin is ready to recover. So I'll let you guys know on this channel once it happens. Another thing too, hash rate has been historically correlated with price action. Whenever hash rate drops for Bitcoin, typically that correlates exactly with price dropping. And what have we been seeing while prices dropping, fears increasing, China's regulating miners, hash rate has been dropping. So if and when we see a recovery with hash rate, that should be our cue that, hey, Bitcoin is perhaps ready to recover. And we're going to do the channel letting you guys know once we see that happening. So folks, like, subscribe, comment, share, and smash that bell icon, all right? Another thing, folks, too, net unrealized profit and loss chart. I mention this every live stream, every chance I get. All right, whenever we enter that blue euphoria zone, that means we're toppy. Have we entered that blue euphoria zone? No. The fundamentals for crypto have never looked better, and this chart that is historically called tops is not telling us that we've reached the top. So again, I think this is just telling us we now have so much more room to the upside, given that we've corrected substantially. This correction, what it did was it gave us more room to the upside next month, next quarter, whenever it is that Bitcoin recovers. Because if we would have continued to gone past $64,000 or $65,000 with Bitcoin, we would have entered this blue euphoria zone. Too much people would have made too much money too fast, and the market could have had a blow off top. So given that did not happen, whenever we do decide to pick up next, we'll have a lot more sustainable room to the upside. So again, folks, I think this correction is a blessing in disguise. And while people lost money, I lost money. I lost unrealized gains. I definitely did not sell. I did not panic sell. If anything, I was panic buying. What I did sell was my Matic Polygon. I did 100x on that, so I took profits to pay myself and also buy the dip on all these things I'm mentioning. I'm using my profits with Polygon. My average entry for Polygon is under 2 cents, and I was selling Polygon at around $2. Alexander Vladimirovich with the $5 donation, thank you, says, thanks a lot for Cello Network checking. Last, please, Filecoin. Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you for your support. So let's take a look here at Filecoin, because Filecoin is another one that, so it's one that I don't own, but I like and that would like to own. There's just so many options that I kind of have to just be selective. Filecoin is, for those who don't know, file storage. This is absolutely needed because, folks, crypto is building a whole new decentralized internet financial system, a global financial system. And if things are truly to be decentralized, they can't be, information, data, these protocols, the software cannot be stored on centralized servers, because then how is, so if nodes and validators are decentralized, but the way they store their data is centralized, then the network isn't truly centralized. So things like Filecoin, things like Arweave are actually absolutely needed to achieve true decentralization. And the more decentralized something is, the more safe and secure the protocol is. So these decentralized file storage protocols are going to continue to be highly needed. They're going to be an integral part of the ecosystem forever moving forward. Filecoin is a leader in its niche. Filecoin is kind of like the chain link of oracles, right? Oracles, very needed. And Filecoin, I think, is like kind of the chain link of its niche. It's the leader in its niche. And the niche is very needed. So if we, again, whenever I do anything, I first bust out the Fibonacci retracement, excluding that first day. And then if we draw Fib from the bottom to the top here, Oh, we're below the 618, but we're holding right on the 786. So, isn't this funny? Like, we're holding right in between this price action. It's kind of weird that we're finding support in this weird place. But if we bust out our fib, we see that 786 is right there, and we also have the 100 exponential moving average on the daily, both below us acting as support. So, what I'm saying here is we have a little cluster of support, a little bit of support from $70 to about $65. So if we, again, the key thing with Bitcoin and every coin we're looking at is not making new lower lows. We can go up and get rejected. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I think I disconnected for a second there. I do not know if you guys can hear me right now. Can you guys hear me? Testing. Do you guys want to let me know in the comments? I think my Wi-Fi cut out for a second there. I do not know if I'm reconnected. I'm going to try refreshing my stream right now. If you guys want to let me know in the okay, yeah, okay, you can hear me. Perfect. All right, awesome. Yeah, no, I just, yeah, all right, Wi-Fi cut out. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Anyways, we need to hold support here, basically. All right, if we hold support here, then we have the potential to see upside. We don't want to see lower lows. And again, I like to buy in the 618. We're well below 618. So if you like this thing long term, probably not a bad spot to buy. And while people were trying to FOMO in, I'm sure in the hundreds of dollars, back when this thing was $200, you wouldn't want to buy it now at 73. Could you imagine trying to buy it at 200 and now you don't want to buy it at 73? I mean, come on. Let's measure how much it's down from all-time highs. It's down 69%. All right, let's assume the worst case scenario. We're in a bear market. What's the worst case scenario? We drop another, what, 10, 15, 20, 30%? We've already dropped the majority of what it's possible to drop. I don't think Filecoin's going to go to zero. It could go down a shit ton more, but whatever, let's say it were to go down a shit ton more. Whatever it's going to go down, the majority of what it could already go down has already happened because we're 69% down from all-time highs. So the worst case scenario, the majority of what the worst case scenario could be, it already happened. So if you're looking at all cost average, again, I can't tell you what to do. I could be wrong. If I had $1,000 to invest, I would be putting in $100 now, $100 if it falls more, $100 if it falls more, $100 if we see bullish, if we see a bullish trend reversal, another $100 if we see confirmation of the bullish trend reversal, and so on and so forth. Right now, folks, dollar cost averaging is your friend. So Kryptonite says, just join your Patreon. You and I have a very similar mentality. First off, welcome. Thank you for your support. We hope that, can you guys hear me? A lot of people are still saying we can hear you. Yeah, you guys can hear me. Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah, no. Welcome. Thanks a lot for your support. Welcome to the group. Also, I think there's a few people who recently joined. And again, guys, we're saying in these live streams we're going to bring in some changes, and we are. We don't want to share exactly what, because we don't want to promise things that we can't deliver. But me and Messon were both working on some things behind the scenes, spitballing ideas and hashing out how we can practically implement things. And so in the near future, I don't want to give timelines, but we will be making some improvements to our VIP Discord group in the near future, providing more value to you guys. So again, the people that got in early, they will benefit from being early. And again, we're still hashing out how to practically implement what we want to. And so we're not going to share timelines or details until things are more fully hashed out and we know what we can and cannot do. But again, we keep mentioning this because, folks, we are going to be making changes to our VIP Discord group, and the people that got in early will highly benefit from being early. Again, guys, if you've been sitting on the sidelines, you can look at the calls we made from way back in the day, even after the correction. I mean, we're still up on a lot of stuff. Because look, I started calling synthetics SNX at $5. I started dollar cost averaging my way into Ethereum at $300-400 back when we first made this channel. I mean, we started talking about BNB back when it was like $10. So the people that got in early on this channel, liking, subscribing, watching our videos, definitely benefited. The people that got in early to our VIP Discord group will benefit once we do implement these changes. So, folks, again, it's gonna be get in early, folks. Get in early. That's all I'll say. Alishka, oh, okay, I forget. You said Alex. Alex, join the Patreon. as well the other day, as I mentioned, the Discord channel. Stoked. Awesome. Yeah, welcome. Again, that's where we post kind of, what we're looking at first. If whenever I'm buying something, you guys are the first to know. I literally tell you guys either as I'm buying or right after I buy. It's much easier than making a video or live streaming. It takes a lot more time. So yeah, definitely check out our Discord group, our VIP Discord group. You get access through our Patreon. If you want to join our Discord as well, we talk to all our members regularly. Make sure you sign up. The link for everything is down in the description below. So John Edwards says, before you go, can you say which crypto ecosystem will be most likely utilized in digital currencies? Ethereum. Again, I like Cardano, I like Polkadot, I like Solana, I like BNB. Ethereum is the leader in its niche, and it is likely going to continue to be the leader just because it's so well positioned. It has the vast majority of users, first mover advantage, vast majority of developers, value in its ecosystem, protocols built on top of it. Ethereum is just leaps and bounds ahead of everyone by a lot. And look, these other protocols, Polkadot, Cardano, they're all trying to solve Ethereum's issues, which is scaling and high gas fees. So even if they do solve them, they still don't have the same adoption and first mover advantage that Ethereum has. So while I love Cardano and Polkadot and they have plenty of upside potential, let's not kid ourselves. Ethereum is stupidly ahead of the pack, ahead of the race when it comes to the niche. Like, I think about it this way: if we think of like the smart contract ecosystem and the players within it as a marathon, like if you're trying to run a marathon, like Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Solana, BNB, they're all running a marathon. Ethereum had like a 5-year advantage, a 6-year advantage, an 8-year advantage over these other projects. So that's kind of how you have to think about it. Ethereum is extremely well positioned to be the leader in this niche. That doesn't mean that Cardano and Polkadot can't exist and do well. I think they will, and I own them. I think they'll do well, but Ethereum's very likely to be the leader moving forward, especially things with like Polygon, second layer scaling solutions, Ethereum being rolled out, Ethereum 2.0 being rolled out this year, next year, EIP 1559 coming in July. Folks, the way I look at it is like Ethereum's going to be the next Google. That's how I look at Ethereum. So, I mean, selling Ethereum right now is insane in my opinion. I could be wrong. The reason why I think it's insane to even like contemplate selling Ethereum is just, again, I think Ethereum's the next Google. Like, I think about it this way. Imagine you bought Google stock in the 90s and it went from $1 to $100 and then crashed down to $10. You would have been like, oh no, it went from $100 to $10, it crashed 90%, oh, crash and burn. And if you would have just held it for the next 5 or 10 years, I mean, what Google is, what, thousands today? Let's look it up. What's Google stock worth? Let's see. Yeah, $2,200. Yeah, folks, so like selling Ethereum right now is like selling Google in like the 90s and early 2000s. It doesn't make any sense. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. So, that's what's going on with that. Let's see here. All right, guys, I've been going on for an hour and a half here. I think I might start to wrap it up soon. I just want to think, is there anything I want to get off my chest that I haven't yet mentioned? No, probably not. So the only thing I would mention is also check out the channel sponsor, Otani. Go right now, click in the description, go download Otani, because we're using Otani for our 1K to 10K challenge. We're trying to flip and trade 1K to 10K. Also, for when it comes time to do taxes, because with Otani, they have a free tax feature that you can just click a button. It'll create a tax report for you, because you just have to pay when you do that, and you can connect a bunch of exchanges. If you go to their website, they have a 2-minute tutorial on how to connect your exchanges to Otani. It literally is a copy and paste thing. So go download Otani right now. Link is down in the description below. If you want to become a VIP Discord member, you get access to our Patreon. Go check out our Discord. We talk to our members regularly. We post tons of stuff, news, talk to our members. We have tons of resources there, so make sure you check all that stuff out. So folks, thank you so much for watching. Don't buy meme coins, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Until next time, take care, folks.